We're getting ready to do a toned and ton exercise workout with the hooked on Pilates HANDIBANDS attached inside the door jamb. So I've got the foot loops out and I've got my feet in the smaller loops, which are also the ones that are further away because they're going to stay put as we transition through exercises. I also have the HANDIBANDS adjusted so they're taught in this start position of tabletop. This workout's going to be inspired by reformer exercises and cadillac exercises. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and widen our knee position and give yourself a little bit of a hug. I'm going around the ribs and up towards my armpits. I've got my back nice and flat. Exhale, I'm going to reach those legs away, pull my tummy in, and then I'm going to draw those knees in, give myself a hug. Exhale, send the legs away, and then return for stretch. Exhale, reach those legs away as low as you can and maintain nice flat abs and a flat back position. If you prefer, you could do this exercise in neutral. It's just that when you really pull in tight, usually you go into a posterior tilt, which will flatten your back. So go in, get your stretch, and reach away as low as you can and work those abs flat. And keep that spine in position. Let's just do 2 more. Nice, and last one. So let's narrow, find ourselves in laterally rotated position. Heels are together, toes are apart, legs come up. Keep that turn out as you lower, as low as you can. And then inhale, find the hamstring stretch. Exhale, engage the core and press as low as you can. Really feel like you've got those legs turned out from the hip sockets. I feel like I'm trying to show the inside seam of my legging up towards the ceiling as I lower, finding that beautiful inner thigh connection with that turn out. Lightly pressing my shoulder blades into the mat to keep my chest nice and open. That's it. Feel that core work. Inhale, find your stretch. Reach away as low as you can and keep your abdominals in nice and flat. Very good. From here, let's transition. Flex everything, knees, hips, and feet. Bend and stretch. Reach away, toe point, and come back in. And toe point, reach away. Flex everything as you come back in. Really zipper tight those legs as you reach them away. Keep the turn out. So you should always have a V between your feet. Let's see if we can push on a slightly lower line for added challenge. Yes, feel how that works a little bit more core if you go in a lower line. We can also add a quick little beat to really add challenge. So it's a small beat just about the width of my mat. Toe point out, open, close, and return. Use those abdominals, quick, open, close, and return. Excellent. Nice. Let's just have one more. Good. All right, so then what we're going to do here is lift those legs straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you lift and lower one leg. And exhale, use that core. Feel the navel sink deep inside of you as you lower that leg to a hover, but do not rest it on the floor. So press into that stirrup, lengthening that leg to nice and straight and reaching over the mat. And exhale, feel those ribs draw together. Lower the leg as low as you can. You can totally do this exercise with your head down. Just go ahead. That's better for people with osteoporosis or with neck problems. Very, very good. And let's just have one more on each side. Very good. Now put the soles of your feet together, connected from big toe to little toe, from inside heel to outside heel. Draw your abs in. Press those soles tight together as we start to do a circle here. So this is really going to work inner thighs because we have to keep those soles pressed tight together. Work that tummy nice and flat as those legs reach away from you. As those legs reach away, make sure that those little toes stay connected. Kind of easy to keep the big toes connected, but let's also keep those little toes connected. Very good. And let's have one more in that direction. And now let's reverse it. Very good. Work those legs. Press away. Feel the precision of the exercise. Soles of the feet press tight. From big toe to little toe. From inside edge of heel to outside edge of heel. Feeling those inner thighs work with that circle. And press those shoulder blades lightly into the mat to keep the chest open. Very, very good. Let's just have one more. Very good. Let's go ahead and take a foot out, and then let's turn onto our side here. I'm going to keep my bottom leg bent. I'm going to really reach through that leg, feeling how when I really reach through that leg, it helps me lift the waistline. And then from here, we're just going to do hip abduction. So we're just going to lift the leg up, foot flex as we go down. Toe point, press into the stirrup to keep the length of the leg. Now make sure you go straight up towards the ceiling and straight down. So true hip abduction. You should start to feel the work in the posterior gluteus medius. I'm very fond of that muscle just because so often we're too engaged in the front part of the hip. So make sure you feel it in this back side portion of your glute as you lift and then as you lower. So if you're not feeling it, as you lift up towards the ceiling, slightly bring the leg back, maybe half an inch to an inch, and make sure that you're keeping your torso out of the exercise by keeping the waistline lifted and also long on the top, because otherwise you could be lifting from your waistline. You see how I'm doing it bad? So you want to be precise. Think about what's moving, what's not moving. Leg is moving, no movement in the torso. Very good. And then from here, let's go to leg circle. So lightly press down through your support leg. Reach that leg long. Go as far forward as you can go behind you. So inhale on the front. Exhale, maybe lightly press down in your support knee. And circle. Think about keeping that core engaged. Waistline lifted up off of the mat. Long through the torso on top. Continually reaching the arch of your foot into the stirrup of the handy bands, trying to will that leg to grow a half an inch to an inch longer. Wouldn't that be nice? Very good. On the back half of the circle, I'm lightly pressing my support knee down. And good. Now we got to change our direction. Excellent. Circle with control. Make length part of your practice. So I continually try to press through the arch of my foot into the stirrup, trying to grow that leg long. And I'm really, really working on keeping the waistline lifted from below, waistline long on the top, staying relaxed through my neck as I focus the work into my hip. Now let's just have 2 and 1. Very good. Now reach both legs nice and straight. We're going to go into développé. So let that leg slide up the inside seam of your legging. Stretch that leg. Maybe you lose resistance. That's okay, because when you push it down heel to heel, ooh, you're going to find it. So we're going to go ahead and lengthen to straight. And then try to pull that heel down. Slide up, reach that leg to straight, and down. And we're going to come up. Very good. And reach away. And in. Very good. And then last one. Good. All right, so now we have to do the other side. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my foot out of that loop, and I'm going to go ahead and turn over to the other side. My apologies that you're going to have to look at my backside, But I'm going to put that foot into the smaller of the two loops. I'm going to go ahead and reach that leg long. Really think about that length to get a long waistline and a lifted waistline here. Hip abduction. So we're going to toe point on the way up, foot flex on the way down. And it's inhale and exhale. Stretching that leg long. Making sure I feel it right in this edge of my glute, behind the hip. Inhale up, exhale down. Lift straight up towards the ceiling, but if you don't feel it in that posterior gluteus medius, then go ahead and take that leg back half an inch to an inch and see if that helps you find that work. Start to focus on what's moving and what's not. Leg is lifting and lowering. Waistline is staying put. Long on the top, lifted from below. And very good. Now let's go into our leg circles. So we're going to go forward and up and back. So I also like to say with this exercise, it's a yin and a yang exercise. Find the release in the front half of the circle. Find the work. Try to make both halves of the circle even. Don't find more work than you find ease, and vice versa. Really press the arch of your foot into that loop. Keep the abdominals in. Waistline is lifted from below. Very good. And let's have one more. Now we're going to go ahead and change that direction. All the while, lightly pressing that support knee into the mat, especially on the rear half of the circle to help stabilize. Abs are in. Choose to use your core. Waistline is lifted from below and waistline is long on the top. Let's have two more and then we'll go into our développé. Let's have one more for good measure, and then reach those legs long. Start to bend that leg up, the seam of your legging. Stretch the leg to straight, connect heel to heel. Slide it up. Reach that leg up towards the ceiling and down. Reaching and stretching. Very, very good. Développé feels so delicious as you work through that stretch. And last one coming up right here. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and take my foot out of that loop, and then I'm going to come up to kneeling here. And I'm going to put my elbows into the large loops. Of course, not crossing them though. And then from here, I'm going to do a reverse fly. So I'm going to think about drawing my abs in, posterior tilting. I've got some tightness in my rectus femoris, so I got to really work. And then from here, I'm just going to go ahead and open those arms out and then bring it back in. Abs are in. Slight posterior tilt of the pelvis. If you too have tight rectus femoris, yeah, so try to work on that optimal posture as we open our elbows out to the side, shoulder blades are down. Yes, feel that work in between your shoulder blades and at your bra line if you're a lady. And look straight out in front of you, continually pulling your abs in and up. Very good. Now hold this position, circle up and back, up and back. So shoulders do slide up, but more importantly, feel them slide down your backside. Really work through the core. If it's feeling too hard, take a small step in. With resistance bands, it's all about the length tension. Keep it going. Feel those shoulder blades slide away from your ears. Abs in, glutes squeezing, neck long. Gaze out in front of you, circle those arms just for 2 and 1. Very, very good. I hope you enjoyed that Hooked on Pilates toned in 10 workout with the handy bands. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.